Mm-hmm.
And that's when we
It was effective.
rule. Yeah, it was effective. Rolled initiative. Quincy got hit for 170 damage.
But he didn't take 170 damage because he was resistant to radiant damage, so he only took 109.
109.
Only 109. Yeah.
Only 109. I mean, it's not like he's a wizard or anything. Clyde does monk shit and runs up a straight wall. Creature the fucking what's the name? Anna Gwendol.
Anna Gwendol.
Anna Gwendol does legendary action shit. Sklep casts telekinesis on himself and Raheem to try to move them upwards. Raheem jumps up to the hole. Sharp Eye rides God damn it.
Marioha.
Amadioha
Amadioha.
into a different ceiling hole.
Mario Yeehaw.
Amadioha. And Agwendu does some shit, and we all lose concentration on spells.
That was a layer action, right?
Yeah, that was a layer action.
Yep.
Aquinsu goes down.
Yep.
Glep uses Revelation in Flesh to gain a flying speed and grab Raheem before he falls. Let's see. Raheem bonus actions haste, dashes into the hole, and is able to whack the Anagwendel. Anagwendel does legendary action Blade of Judgment and hits Aquinsu again. Failed 2 death saves. Sharp Eye starts blasting. And Anagwendel loses another legendary resistance.
Yes, she is out of legendary resistances.
Anagwendel is immune to radiant damage. We found that out on Raheem's reaction when he uses a smite. When Anagwendel moved past Raheem to hit Aquinsu again. And then Aquinsu
It says in her block text that she tries to kill any injured party members. This is not just me being a bitch, which I mean it is, but also the block text is facilitating this.
The block
That's
text.
what it is.
We can blame the block text.
This was sanctioned by the devs.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It's out of my control, you know.
Anyway, Julian's character's fucking dead. Like dead. Like can't come back.
Also, between Yumi and the fence post, I totally forgot that he was cursed that way when I targeted him. I just didn't want my angel to end up in a box.
We all did forget about that. We all forgot about that.
Except Julian, who is an honest man.
But that was in character because our characters didn't know.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, in the upper left corner, Jen saw the party will remember that. And we all decided this bitch needs to die. Because she just killed the only good person in the party.
And then she ran away.
And then she ran away.
Yep. She bravely ran away.
So now we're doing a whole ass Monster Hunter sequence, chase the bitch down.
Yeah.
In the text. This was also in the text.
Jesus, I gotta stop drinking because now it's just indecipherable scroll.
But there wasn't a whole lot that happened after she ran away.
Oh,
I did write. The last thing I wrote before end session is in all caps. She has uncanny dodge? Question mark! Exclamation point! Exclamation point! Question mark!
Yeah, she does have uncanny dodge.
And then I wrote end session.
Yes. Yeah. Anna Gwendol. She's a bad bitch. What can I say?
Yeah, Anna, that is a bad bitch.
Yeah, Anna.
I wish I could say it in like the Boondocks pimp voice or something.
So
Liquid.
yes.
Liquids.
Need something to
I
wet his
just need to
whistle.
share because I'm about to go get. Now's the time to do booze run and or if you have been drinking like I have bio break. But I want to share with you what I've been drinking.
Oh
It's called
my
the
god.
Pastryarchy.
Is it good?
Pastryarchy. It's a cookies and cream
Pastryarchy.
white stout.
Is it
What?
good?
Is it good? Yeah.
It's so good. Also, it's
Oh,
an
shit.
imperial stout, so it is 8%.
Holy
it's
shit!
thick.
Then yeah, of course it's good.
Mm-hmm.
Not only
But
does
it's
it
good
taste.
for more than just the pun.
Oh no!
Greg. Okay, I'm gonna get another one because I don't know, murdering people is more fun when you're drunk.
Mm-hmm.
You're not wrong.
It's good to remove your inhibitions when you're killing people. Sometimes the weight of killing somebody really ruins the moment. You gotta like really,
does.
you gotta be in the moment and just feel it, you know?
You know, honestly, and we are more than a year past the end of this. I haven't. This is the first time I've killed a player character that didn't ask me to kill them.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's like a rite of passage.
I feel good about that. I
feel
feel good. Well, this is also the first character I've had just die, so I'm like,
Oh,
I was like, okay, I'm a real D&D player now.
I've had players. I've had characters just fucking die.
Quite early in your D&D career, might you add.
Same.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it wasn't even by my hand.
If you're in
No.
hell and you find a bag of holding, don't fucking touch it.
I feel like your entire careers in hell should be asterisked with "Don't fucking touch it."
Don't fucking touch it. It's like it's not even Sharp Eye's fault. Like some of this is just residual bad luck from playing Red Jack.
You touch anything in hell, corruption points.
Corruption points.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Which, by the way,
I
there's
have a-
like 2 people beyond the threshold, right? And we're only on the 4th level.
2 people. Oh my god.
Oh god, should I write something about corruption points again or no? I don't know.
I feel like we're
I
gonna get
have
a
a little
lot this
table.
session.
I have a little table of the corruption points. And I will tell you that the only characters that don't have corruption point are not corrupted
We're dead.
are characters that are no longer appearing in this campaign.
I wonder who that could be.
Yep. Do you want to guess who has the most corruption points?
It's fucking Sharp Eye.
It is Sharp Eye.
It's
Yeah.
Sharp. Fucking
I
Sharp
knew
Eye.
it. I
To be
knew it.
fair, Sharp Eye started.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Just spamming cruelty dial.
Oh no, did Jen's internet crap out?
It looked like it took me a second to process that.
I think I do remember Jen told me I'm going to start with corruption points.
So my power keeps going in and out.
Uh-oh.
What the fuck is wrong with that?
Yeah, my power is flicked on and off like 3 times, and my internet is currently out.
The infrastructure grid is failing.
Yeah. So
Damn it! I just poured myself a finger of scotch.
Your finger
I'm
deep.
glad I didn't open. I don't. Oh, yep. I'll share with you my it's right here. I literally didn't know what is happening. It's not raining. My yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna see the just doing this from hotspot on my phone. Okay.
What the fuck is that?
Oh, internet bullshit. Has anyone played the new Doom?
The new what?
The new Doom?
Oh no.
No, I'm not.
Gameplay wise, really good. Music wise,
Not so good.
not so good. It's very like without Mick Gordon, it's like not as good.
Mm.
But if you got Game Pass, I'd say you should definitely try it out.
Jen's back. Maybe.
Maybe?
Attempting. Failed to start
no.
camera.
What? Why is it giving me the option to try again?
I clicked on it.
You clicked on it? What happened?
I'm trying again.
Well, shit.
Cool.
Ooh, indeed.
The difficulties of playing D&D online.
The rest of us have very good internet. Congratulations.
Well, I remember the internet in Colorado being phenomenal.
Oh, it's beautiful out here, immaculate.
Yeah. The only time I've ever had problems was like when the power went out. Other than that. And the power hardly goes out.
Yeah, since I've been here.
Did you guys know you can get, if your area qualifies, Google Fiber 8 gig internet for $150 a month?
I did not know. I just have AT&T fiber.
I pay, so I have AT&T internet. It's gigabit, so I have 1 gig, and it's
Oh.
$85 a month. But if I switch to Google Fiber and I up from 85 to 150, I get 8 gigs. I get to octuple my internet.
I mean, do you need that fast of an internet?
I don't even know what I'd do with that much internet.
Get a second computer, play 2 games at once.
I would just download things for fun, and then I would delete things and re-download them.
Just to
Damn.
see how fast, like, oh, look how fast I can download this.
Like, my download speeds would purely be limited by my internal components on my computer.
By your 8 actions per second.
I'm bottlenecked.
I was like, okay, because I'm anticipating my character to be dead for most of today, I'm mostly just spending my time working on an app that I'm trying to build.
Ooh,
Oh, you're building an app?
I'm trying to.
You're not making a new character?
No, it's dead indefinitely. I think I just have to spectate the game.
Spectate.
Spectate.
Because, like, didn't the book say only true resurrection can bring you back?
Yes. So if anyone has these fucking level 9 true resurrection sitting in their back pocket.
I mean, I'm pretty sure someone, I don't know, maybe will anyone want to like sell their soul or something for one? I guess.
Look, I ain't got no soul, and the only spell I got is this.
I only got 3rd level spells, so
I like
gotta
it.
look there. Gotta look there.
Hey, so I don't know what is happening currently on with my entire shit.
The entire shit.
Yeah, the entire shit. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. My internet is out and my computer refuses to connect effectively to my phone hotspot. And Discord is just telling me that its update failed.
something tells me like
So it appears that Roll20 is working.
Okay. Actually, I have to make a quick phone call anyway, so with me being dead. So I will be right back.
Okay. Oh,
it sounds to me that like SpaceX has done some nefarious things, and Orlando has been hit with a EMP blast.
maybe that's it.
God damn, Elon.
Fucking
Okay.
Elon. It's all his
First one-
fault.
Dang it.
All right. So the internet is officially working again
Woo!
until my power goes out again.
Woo!
So
Can you
I will
speedrun
let
killing
you
us?
all. I mean, I could try.
Could you kill us real fast and get it over with?
Yeah.
I mean,
you ruined
We'll
one
try
on
to-
Raheem.
Yeah, we'll try not. Well, should I not resist? I guess.
resistance is futile. Let's try. Let's see if we can get through it. And if my shit goes out again, we'll call it for the night. How's that sound?
Yep.
Okay.
Dope.
Excellent.
You are shedding like crazy.
Shady kitty.
Very shady too.
She teleported.
Although we probably should, Jen, it maybe if you're on hotspot, I don't know, we can give you feedback, but if it's easier on your bandwidth, you can turn off your camera.
Oh, my
No,
internet
not
is
hotspot.
back up.
It's your
my,
regular
my
internet.
regular internet is back up.
Okay.
But if I start like glitching out or whatever, let me know. So far the connection looks steady on my end. Like I'm green, but that doesn't mean shit. But I am back on my regular Wi-Fi.
Okay.
So Anna Gwendol teleported. The only reason that you know where she is and you do not have to do a bug hunt is because Asclepius was like, Arcane Eye, tell me what's up. And was able to see her. Raheem went out the hole and then just like dropped 60 feet to the fucking ground like a badass. And now we are at the top of the combat round with Sharp Eye.
He went down that hole.
I went down that hole.
Yeah, in the corner.
When in doubt, I follow. He runs
Okay.
over, crosses his arms, and jumps in.
You just cannonball down?
Yeah, I just cannonball down.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay, cool. So that's 120 feet to the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just making sure. So that's oh, you got monk shit. God damn it.
I got monk shit. Reaction solo fall. I can negate up to 25 damage.
Okay. Let's see. 120 feet. That's 12d6.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. 38 damage. So you'll take 13.
13 damage.
Not bad.
Yep. And let me move you to the correct spot. Make me a dex save to see if you fall directly on top of Raheem, end up prone, etc.
20.
That's perfectly. My shoulder.
On your shoulder. Yeah.
Guns out. I don't even phase. It doesn't even phase me.
Yeah. You know what? Sure. Sure, you land perfectly on Raheem's shoulders.
And then I'm gonna
It's 5 feet of movement to get down.
5 feet of movement to get down, and then I'm just gonna start blasting.
Okie dokie.
One,
Yeah, that fucking hits.
2. Oh, I gotta be careful because I just read that my misfire is 3,
Yep.
and that was close to 3.
Uh-huh. Yeah, 22 hits. 33 hits.
Uh, 22, 33, and then I'm gonna bonus action Kensei shot. My tiny arms grabs the revolver, pulls it out, and it's this costs
Pew, pew.
a key point. So I gotta spend a key point and a bonus action.
Mm-hmm.
And this one I'm gonna do a, just might as well. I'm gonna do a trick shot with it as well.
Okay.
Where are my trick shot tricks? Forceful shot. Dazing shot. Oh. Alright, I'm gonna do dazing shot. They need to do, if this hits, they need to give me a con save.
Okay. It does hit. Let's do a con save. What's the save?
DC 18.
She fails.
She has disadvantage on all her attacks until the end of her next turn.
Okay, disadvantage. Let's do this one. Okay, cool.
Oh, I should write down all the shots I fired.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Sure, why not? At the end of your turn, she makes a she takes 2 legendary actions to do a Blade of Judgment attack. Yeah, against Sharpeye. Fuck you, that's why. The disadvantage. 17?
17 does not hit.
No, you're lucky. The other one was a 30. Okay, so that's that. Pass turn? Okay. It is Gwendol's turn now. She steps forward and
I'm gonna reaction use back talker.
Okay.
Fuck that. That hurt.
Oh. And I'm throwing a cruelty die on that.
Okay.
Is Backtalker particularly excited at the prospect of angelic blood?
Oh yes. Oh yes. You whip out the sword and you just hear yes. And like gross slurpy noises.
But it's more like
22?
yeah, 22. It's more like I sling the I use my left hand, sling the rifle, grab the sword, slash, and immediately put the sword back into its sheath.
Wow, natural 20.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
There we go. Nope, that's. There we go. Okay, cool. Yeah. She takes the hit and just spit and blood dripping out of her mouth. she says, "You vile devils have come to torture me some more." She hisses, her eyes are glazed as if not truly seeing you. Her golden skin is covered with scars and puckered wounds and grime and blood. The battered bracer of infernal iron covers her left forearm, and it glows in this low light with a reddish hue. Her wing feathers droop, and the ends are crusted and bald of feathers, as it looks as if some sort of animal has been gnawing at their tips. And she raises her sword. "I'll slay all the legions of the 9 hells if I must. You shall be stopped." And she attacks Sharpeye. Actually, well, ball sack. Hey, Sharpeye, give me a wisdom save.
Wisdom. 22.
That is the number you need.
Whew.
Yep. So you do not receive a revelation. Instead, you receive 2 Blade of Judgment attacks at disadvantage.
Cool. No revelation, because that's what led to the creation of my old church.
Okay. 17 doesn't hit. Does a 21 hit?
21 does hit.
Cool. You take 11 piercing damage, 32 radiant damage, and I need you to make me a charisma saving throw.
11 piercing and 32 radiant, and then a charisma.
Mhm.
Come on.
Fail.
Indomitable. Indomitable.
Mhm.
Oh god, it's worse.
You somehow fail harder. And on your next turn, you can either move or take an action, but not both.
Hurt.
Yep. And she does not have any bonus actions. So that ends her turn. 29 does hit her.
Yes, I have Sentinel, so the moment
Yes.
she attacks someone else, I'm going to take the sword. 24 to hit.
Okay, so
Or, no, 29 to hit. 24 damage. I get
yeah,
it.
24.
And then plus 4 because Aura of Hate. But no
Yeah, so
radiant
28
damage.
total. Okay. You slice at her, and there's a spray of sort of murky gold blood. Excuse me.
Tarnished gold?
Indeed, tarnished gold. I'm drunk and doing math. There we go. Yeah, a spray of tarnished gold blood goes across both you and Sharpeye, and it is molten hot, which is saying something considering you are literally in a lava tunnel. Yeah, it is
Sure.
searingly hot.
Is it just painful, or
It doesn't burn you, but it feels like have you ever miscalculated in somebody else's shower and accidentally just made it like that 1 degree too hot?
Mm.
You're like,
Yeah.
It gives you that feeling.
Yeah.
Sharp? I taste it.
Oh. Okay.
Just a,
This wouldn't be the first time that you'd tasted angelic blood. It tastes like At first, pomegranates. Sweet and perfectly ripe. And as you swallow, it hits your throat like battery acid. And it begins to burn and tingle. And
Damn, that's the best hot sauce I've ever had.
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And at the end, though, it turns rancid.
Oh, not anymore.
No. At the end, you get this, like, stomach bile coating your tongue. Or your proboscis. And that is her turn. Now she's no longer dazed because that's the end of her turn.
Yep.
And then it would be Clyde's turn, but he's not here. I'm going to make the executive decision that this dumb fucker probably jumps down here also. But because he's not here, he's gonna be prone. Because that's the price you pay when you're late.
Exorbitantly late.
Yes, exorbitantly late. This is the price you pay when you no-call, no-show. Prone. And you know what? Fuck him. He's gonna take...
Eh.
He's gonna take some damage. Why not?
I mean, he's got better slow fall than I do.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Knowing him, he's probably in the car listening to the stream like, hey, I'm a monk!
Yeah. I'm gonna look at his thing. I might be being unfair, but I don't cheat. There's a very fine line of difference.
Fine line.
Mhm. What the shit is this? This slow fall.
Be under features and traits.
Yeah. Class features. Give me this. Party mind, tranquility, tolerance, unmoved, and evasion. Slow fall. 80. Yeah, he doesn't take anything. Fuck this guy. Okay. Yeah, we'll say he ends up there, but he ends up prone because he's not here. Aquinzu is dead. Asclepius.
Quincy was dead.
Listen, I had more theater for him, but he's not here. So.
All right.
Yeah, he's in a call or something.
Asclepius will fly toward the hole. Where is this hole?
You
well,
can. You
to be
are.
fair, hold on.
You know where she's at. So you can see there. So you could also just fly. You could fly down and go out also.
So I'm just like over this hole here.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're essentially directly over that hole.
Okay. I want to go down the hole.
Okay. The hole is 60 feet.
I have a flying
Get-
speed equal to my movement.
Okay. So you'd need to dash to get down. Unless you just want a free fall. I'll let you do it. I'll let you do it, and you can make a save to see if you can catch yourself flying before you hit the ground.
Nah, we ain't that risky. we
Like, I want revenge too, but
We
yeah,
ain't
not
that
bad.
risky. I'm wondering, because I have sight of her through my eyeball,
Uh-huh.
if there's something I can do from here. The range is a problem, though.
Yeah, the range is a problem. It would be... Hold on. Let me do some fucking matholas. The range would be only spells that had a range of 150 feet or greater would be able to target her.
Gotcha.
Yeah, from where you are currently.
But you're a sorcerer. You have what's the word? Not lengthened.
I know what you
Dis-
mean.
Far spell?
Right?
That's if I
Distance
chose
spell.
that.
Yes.
Hmm.
Or if you took Spell Sniper, which is an underrated feat, in my opinion.
Oh god, spell sniper combined with distance spell.
Be a warlock.
See that dragon
Mhm.
300 feet over there? Want to see me hit it again?
Well, if you were a warlock that took Spell Sniper, dabbled in some sorcery points, you could conceivably 600 feet on your Eldritch Blast.
Would
Hit
it be
something with an
600?
Eldritch Blast from 1,200 feet away.
Jesus.
Okay. It may help, it may not.
Okay.
He has his fingers planted in such a way where he looks like he's concentrating. He has the eyeball up down below. And with a range of 300 feet and a
Mhm.
component of only verbal,
Mhm.
he casts Earthbind on Anna Gwendol.
Okay. You can see within range. Yep. Strength saving. So. Okay. Hold on. Okay.
Let's see if it even works.
We're gonna do a strength saving throw. Unless she rolls way better than she's been rolling. What's your save?
20. It's a strength save.
She fails.
Okay.
She fails.
So he has the crystal in his chest glow. So the one in his forehead is glowing as he conjured the eye, and then the one in the chest begins to glow as well as he transitions his spellcasting focus from the eye. And now that he has her location pinpointed, he drops the divination magic and releases a flurry of magical purple chains down the hall, and they seek out their target and wrap themselves around her wings.
Mhm.
And there's just
They're
this
tied.
there's just this essence of a tether leading back to Asclepius as he, like puppet strings on his hands,
Mhm.
focuses and tries to keep her from flying.
Yeah, she thrashes against the tether. Her wings, these poor battered wings, straining against it as she descends. She was mostly on the ground. She was hovering maybe a couple of feet above the ground. She slowly descends to the ground with this, and her feet touch with a. And ragged feathers are just falling from her wings as she struggles against it.
For Scup's movement, he tries to keep that hold on the magical chains as he flies down the hall, or down the full 30 feet.
Okay. Okay,
And that's his turn.
cool. So you are in the hole and can't see shit.
Correct.
Correct. Cool. I need. Don't want to do that. Okay, yeah, I do. And a Gwendol will, at the end of your turn, legendary action. And she, a flare once again of searing radiance erupts around her. all of your attack rolls against her will have disadvantage. And when you start your turn in the light or enter the light for the first time, the creature must make a DC 22 Constitution saving throw.
Shit.
Raheem, make me a con save.
Yeah, bollocks.
Why she got an X on her?
Oh, I don't know why she has an X on her.
It's like we haven't killed her yet.
No, you fail.
The excitement in
The
that.
excitement.
Oh, you only take You take less than average. You take 14 radiant damage.
Okay.
Listen. Okay, Raheem, it's your turn.
Okay. Alrighty.
Murder is fun. Sorry.
How hurt is she?
She is very hurt. One eye is swollen shut. She's bound to the earth. She is bleeding that sort of brackish gold blood from so many wounds. She's peppered with bullet holes. The halo around her head is flaring, flickering between gold and black.
Raheem's just, well, I mean, I guess she's standing right there, just with the searing of the blood that, you know, from his attack, and just also feeling this intensity. Doesn't back down, doesn't seem phased. He'll like, he can sense that like Asclepius' magic is like assisting in kind of like holding her back. He like reaches out for like an arm. He doesn't know what bracer the arm is on, because he still remembers what he's here for. He's gonna lift up his trident and just come down on one of the arms.
Okay. Yeah, 35 hits. Roll me a d20 to see which arm you hit. She takes the damage, but roll me a d20 to see which arm she hits. Okay. You do not hit the correct arm. You realize as you're bringing the fork down that you don't feel any metal around this forearm. You just feel flesh slippery with blood. But she does take 23 damage from that attack. Oh, that should have been made with disadvantage though. So roll it again.
You're right. Yep. Right.
I imagine that it will still hit, but
No.
oh no, it does not.
It's not.
It does not.
Does the miss?
Yeah, it does. Yes, it does. You miss very hard. You grab a hold of her arm, and she yanks, and your hand slides off because of all of the blood on her, and it jerks you off your feet slightly. And you were sure that this was nearly a killing blow that you were bringing down. And that sudden jerk and sear, you whiff completely, and your fork clangs against the lava stone at your feet.
He's like, okay, I got a couple more attacks.
Your-
Disadvantage.
Yeah, 30 hits.
All right, let's try this again.
Okay. Are you again going for a specific arm?
Yeah. If
Okay.
if he didn't feel it the first time, then he'll move to the second arm.
Yeah. You grab it, you feel the bracer beneath your hand. Your intention is to try and essentially sever her arm, correct?
Yes.
Okay. You feel again that searing splurt of blood. As she struggles against your grasp. She is still standing, but that was a very serious blow.
All right. Here's my hasted attack action. Oh, I gotta roll again for disadvantage. Forgot to.
Mhm.
I
At which-
accidentally
at-
hit Sharp by this time.
At which point is she using
Yeah.
her reaction to bitch smack him?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. You know what? At this point, you hit her once on the arm, and when you readjust to hit her again, her arm is even more slippery now because it's coated with fresh blood, and she twists in such a way that the flexible, extra long length of your tentacle arm sort of flexes in a way you aren't expecting, and you hiss and jerk backwards, and you miss completely. The fork comes down just between Sharp Eye's boots, and she
Are you sure you're not blind? Are you sure you can still see?
and she yeah, but she's just gonna she's just gonna do that.
That can be.
Okay. Yeah, she jerks a knee up in reaction.
She kicks you in the balls.
Yeah, basically. What's your AC?
Right now it is 25.
Yeah, it clangs against the thigh piece of your armor, but doesn't do any damage.
Okay. Last
You just
attack.
saw the life of your balls flash before your eyes.
Thank God I wore my cod piece today.
Yeah, it's like. And I was thinking this morning, just like, should I leave it? I don't think I'll need it. Bonus action, I'll attack with the fork one more time.
Okay.
Bonus
Okay,
action,
there we go.
Mhm.
Oh, thank goodness. That was close.
It's
26.
okay. Yeah. You attack again, and you feel her shudder beneath your hand. You feel her knees buckle. You hear what should be the last gasp of breath gurgle from her lungs. And for a moment, she sags before you. And she struggles to her feet once more. Battered and broken. And still standing despite what you know is a killing blow.
She's too angry to die.
That's my stick.
She stole your shtick.
Well, I'm all out of attacks. I'm sorry if I finish it off.
Okay. It is Sharp Eye's turn.
All right. Raheem's still holding her arm, right?
No, she twisted out the second time.
Yeah.
Did you want
well-
to try and grab her arm again? Grab her arm again on that last attack, Raheem?
Yes.
Then I'll say again, roll me a d20 to see how well, because you are in fact blind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I get the wrong arm.
Yeah, you get the wrong arm.
Well, Sharp Eye sees that and aims the rifle at the other shoulder.
I mean, you can see the bracer. You have eyeballs. You
Yeah.
can see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I said he's like, he grabbed the wrong arm. All right, and then
Okay. So you're okay. Gotcha.
I'm aiming for the one with the bracer. I guess I'm not doing a distinctly killing shot. I'm trying to separate her arm from her shoulder. Yes.
Okay.
And
You have a disarming shot, do you not?
I do. I don't have it right now.
Mm.
I'd need a level up in order to, or like a long rest in order to change out my shots.
Mm. Okay. In this instance, we'll use the same rules.
All right.
So
Well,
it'll increase your. I'll say it increases your misfire
All right.
if you're
I would-
trying to specifically aim, or if you're just going for flavor.
I was just going for flavor,
Okay.
but I am
I
going
just
to
give you the option.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
But I am going to use a trick shot to do forceful shot.
Okay.
Where are my grit points at? I need to spend 1. Nope, that's a key point. I need to spend. Where are my grit points at? Matt, why is all of this all over the place? All right, here we go. 1 grit point. She needs to give me a DC 18 strength saving throw. If this hits.
If this hits,
Oh,
which is
and
rolled at disadvantage.
I'm in her aura. What's the save for that?
Oh, it is or no, hold on. Constitution.
Constitution.
Oh, hi, baby.
Uh,
That is a fail.
lucky. I want to use a lucky point.
Yay.
Hold on. Where's my lucky points? Way down there. All right. How
Still a
about that one?
fail.
Fuck. All right.
The
Tell me the
save
damage.
is 22.
Tell me the damage.
19.
Oh, thank God. Still alive.
19 radiant damage.
All right. And this is at disadvantage.
Yes, sir. Nope.
Hold on. My gun jams. There's a click,
This is
and nothing
poetic.
happens. And then he goes, no, I can only do one or the other. All right. I was gonna just have her move, but I guess bonus action, rapid repair.
Okay.
I just need to get a 13 or higher. 15. We're fine.
That was a little
Okay.
close.
Yeah, you cut it kind of close there, bud.
Yeah. 2 more shots. Oh, disadvantage. Woo.
That does
And
hit.
same thing. She needs to give me a dexterity or a strength saving throw.
A strength save?
Yeah, strength save.
That's a 21.
Fuck. All right. She doesn't go anywhere, and I
Mhm.
wasted a grit point.
Mhm.
She still takes that damage though.
She takes the damage. You start seeing chunks of her body falling off. You can see where her part of her rib cage has been ripped away from the point blank shot. She is still standing, and as you have a high enough passive perception for this. The bracer on her arm flares again, the sickly red of a fever. And you see black veins pulse in her skin. And rather than just being around the bracer, it's gone all the way down the tips of her fingers, all the way up her arm, across her throat and chest. Every bit of her skin you can see is covered with these thick, pulsing black veins that all seem to be emanating from this bracer.
Neat. This time I'll try a disarming shot, or the disarming thing you suggested. I have to find that feature though, so give me a second.
Mhm.
Welcome back, Julian. She's not fucking dying.
Yeah, has she killed anyone else yet?
She's working on it.
close.
You tried.
One,
dude.
Getting real
of
close.
us. One of us.
Well, here's the problem though. If I die, I'm very easy to revive right now. I got no soul.
Mm-hmm. And also, you can just leave you alone in like the dirt for a while and you revive.
Hmm.
Well, yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't be in enough time to help any of your friends, but like,
Yeah, yeah. It's
Disarming shot. Oh god, it'll be a strength saving throw again. Alright, here we go. But I'm using the revolver this time.
it's still a disadvantage.
23.
Hits. It
And
hits.
then, can she give me a strength save?
20.
Motherfucker.
Oh,
She only has a +2 to strength. It's not one of her. I'm just rolling real lucky here.
why won't you die?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Like Mr.
You
Creedy.
hear Asclepius, you can't see shit.
Mm-mm.
But you can hear just the cacophony of rifle fire and fuck happening across the way. Shit is going down.
Shit is going down. And that is Sharp Eye's turn. Because I can only choose to act or move, not both.
Yep. So it is Anna Gwendel's turn. And until the end of her turn, she has advantage on her attacks. And she will bring. You know what? Fuck it. Revelation. Raheem, give me a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, that's the one that stun locks you and
Uh,
makes you just not be useful and then die.
I thought I was immune to that that passed the first time.
No, you're only immune after it hits you.
Yeah, it's like COVID.
Yeah, exactly. You are immune after you have suffered its effect, not if you save.
I see.
Hold on. That is a fail.
Oh no.
So you're paralyzed.
Uh-oh.
And in which case, she
Oh.
will adjust her aim. She was going to target Sharp Eye because he is the less strong presence in front of her. But when you fail, she twists towards you. And I believe because you are paralyzed, these are automatic crits.
Yeah, if she could hit. She's gonna hit.
Well, the first one does not hit. It is a 23 both times.
Oh my god.
She is very fucked up. Her arm that you attempted to sever sort of flops limply, and she readjusts herself. The second one, however, is a 30.
Oh, God!
Let me check my AC real quick. I need it.
So
no
you will take 18 piercing damage.
Can I spend a luck point to make it? No.
Nope.
Only on my...
And 70 radiant damage.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh. Oh.
Looks like I'm down.
Uh-oh.
You're down?
That's the healer.
Yeah.
You're down?
Yeah, I'm down.
That's the healer,
Oh.
everybody.
Oh, oh. Okay. That's all she can do, though.
Wow. Let me correct. You see, if I wasn't a half orc, I'd be down.
Ah. Okay.
Should have
please-
corrected that.
Yep. Yep. Orcish Fury.
Something like that. Yep.
Please, roll to see how well you maintain this cursed haste you've got on.
I'm assuming does it immediately drop though as soon as I go down, technically, or
No, in this case, because you don't actually lose consciousness if you're using that racial feature, you would still need to say. I don't think you can save because I don't think you can get to half of 88. But you could roll a natural 20
let's see. Okay, what am I rolling again?
Constitution save for your concentration on the haste.
Yeah, there's no way I'm getting that 20. Yeah, that's a 3.
Okay, so that goes down. And can you please remind me what happens when you lose concentration on your tattooed haste?
Oh,
Uh-oh.
and I experienced the effect of haste, so I am be stunned.
He's paralyzed and stunned.
Uh-oh.
but alive, which is
But alive.
more than some can say.
Paralyzed and stunned, but alive.
Yep.
And you are stunned for a minute.
A
Oh
minute?
shit!
That's what happens when you lose haste, is not?
6 seconds.
That was just full turn.
Is it one turn?
It's just
Okay,
one
hold on.
turn.
I'm double checking. I think that you might be right. Up to okay, yeah. I was confusing the length of the spell with the length of the stun.
Hey, 1 minute. It was bad. Like,
No, no,
Sharpeye,
no,
I hope
sorry.
you got this.
Cool. Sweet. That's the end of her turn. Clyde's not here, so y'all are gonna die. Aquitsu. Oh, actually, before we do that, it's a layer action.
Oh.
I forgot to put the layer action on the initiative tracker, but it's 20. A shrill sound fills the layer. I need everybody to make me a DC 15 Constitution saving throw.
Oh, please tell me it's not damage.
I think it breaks concentration last time.
It does break concentration.
Whew.
Okay.
Oh, and
Yep, everybody maintains their concentration. Cool. Quinsu, you find yourself in the realm between living and dying, in a wonderful bed, crisp white cotton sheets against your clean naked skin, a beautiful woman in bed with you, a sea breeze blowing in with crisp sunshine through the curtains. And she has asked you if you want to go back or if you want to stay with her.
It took a bit to think about it. In all honesty, I have already been given a second chance. To depend on divine intervention, well, perhaps it would feel like cheating. Cheating death, cheating life, cheapening life. I was hoping that perhaps I would make it alive, back to my family, but at the end of the day, getting back my soul and getting back my name was what I needed in order to return to my ancestors. So, while there are those who I will not be able to return to, I suppose there's some consolation I can take. The devils, they, even though they are quite difficult to deal with, they had a sense of honor that we did not break our promises. If they made a deal, they would keep to it. Foolishly, I have made a deal. So, perhaps it is my good nature, but I have no choice but to honor it.
And you see, as you declare your intention to honor your deal, to honor the curse, a rueful little smile lit across her face. And the room around you begins to crumble to dust. And the woman beside you, the visage she was wearing, melts away into one that you're fairly familiar with, if only so briefly. Zariah, with her double horns of onyx and diamonds, purple skin flushed as a gentle hand goes down your cheek. I almost had you again. In the next life, perhaps. She presses two rough fingers to your lips. And that last grasp, holding you between life and death, releases. and you fade into the unknown, into the realm of your ancestors. Who is there waiting for you when you arrive?
At first it is formless. You can only make out the shapes and silhouettes of individuals. There's sound, music. It's familiar. And I do not know who will meet me, but for some reason, I know that some of these forms I have given names to before. Names like Amadio Ha, despite the fact that it is difficult to say, Oshinori, Jokuji, the spirits that I have called upon several times to aid. And then perhaps one of the silhouettes, they take form. And it is the silhouette that I recognize to be my father, though he was younger than I recall when he passed. Then, one by one, perhaps the silhouettes of people who I played a role in their death. And they sort of surround, but not in a way that is hostile, but rather in a way that is forgiving. And like a big group hug.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the last moment that he recalls, at least from the perspective of the living.
Your last memory, from the perspective of the living, is of your father, younger than you are now, a much younger man than you recall seeing, grasps you by both shoulders and presses his forehead to yours and says, "I'm proud of you, son. Welcome home." And you fall into the embrace of your ancestors, of the souls you've touched in your time on Earth. As flawed and as prideful as it may have been, the balance of your soul is more good than ill. And no one's in the room with him when it happens. Everyone has departed on their quest for vengeance, their need to see the person who struck down their friend, perhaps that little bit of hope that they were holding on to, that goodness existed in the world, and the rage that filled them with its extinguishment. He dies alone. The last grasp of his soul to the mortal plane fades, and that sweet shimmer of gold that marked him as angel blood, as a good man, learning what it means to be a good man, fades. And it is but meat and flesh and bone left behind, empty, but for the meaning it has for those that love him. Asclepius, it's your turn.
Yeah, he's in a hole.
He is in the hole, yes.
That's all very well and good and dramatic, but he's in a hole.
Yes. Sorry, I let my theater kid come out for a moment.
Yeah, he's in this hole, and that layer action, that wave sweeps over him, and he struggles holding his concentration on the apparition of these chains in upholding their physicality. and he descends the next 30 feet to emerge from the hole on the lower level. And yeah, just inquiring for the DM, he looks down that hall. What's his sight line looking like from here?
I would say you can see the bound shape of Anna Gwendel's wings,
Everyone else
but
is kind of out of.
the pillars have blocked your view of everyone else. I'll say you can make me a perception check at advantage, simply because as you were originally born, you were meant to look for Raheem.
Well, I think there's a course of action I'd like to take.
By all means.
I descend the 30 feet out of the hole. Bonus action. Yeah, okay. Bonus action. Misty step 30 feet in their direction.
Okay.
Doesn't necessarily improve the sightline that much better, but that's okay.
Yeah, there are 2 columns that are sort of blocking your direct line of sight. I would say you could target her. You can't see anyone else.
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, you might be able to see Clyde.
From here?
Maybe. Can you see Clyde from where you are, or can you only see her?
I can see...
Yeah.
I want to say just her.
Yeah.
Use the spell. I'm going to cast message
Okay.
in that direction. So, you know, pulling at these magical tethers, he manages to point a finger in Raheem's direction. And he casts message. Raheem, you hear in your mind, Raheem, I'm on my way. What's our status?
I can't respond, can I?
Mental.
If you were, but he's also stunned and paralyzed.
Jesus.
I know.
So you don't hear words, but I would say that you would get a sort of like a jumbled mess of thoughts. Sort of just like if you've tuned the TV, like an old timey TV, to the wrong station, and you just sort of get like. Raheem has blue screened.
And is this a special haste or is this just haste?
It is a special haste. I mean, it is essentially the haste spell, but it is the haste that he had etched onto his body from the tattoo.
Yep.
Okay. I was just making sure we understood the after effects of haste correctly, because it says the target can't move or take actions. I don't know if that affects his ability to mentally communicate.
I technically am paralyzed too.
But you're
Yeah, he's paralyzed and stunned. I would say stunned to me implies that it is a mental thing also. Like if you get stunned, like if somebody punches you between the eyeballs, you get stunned. Um,
That makes sense. Okay. Well.
Yeah.
He'll
yeah, you
use the message
get
spell.
enough of an impression to know that shit's fucked.
Could be fun.
Okay. That's all I can really do, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
End turn?
All right. At the end of your turn, legendary action.
Shit.
She's gonna stab Raheem.
Not Raheem.
That is a 33 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
Okay, cool. You take 18 piercing damage and 60 radiant damage.
I am down. I am.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. You crumple. And she flicks your blood off the searing edge of her blade of judgment. And Sharp Eye, you are close enough to see that her eyes almost seem to bounce, like someone under the influence of drugs, between Raheem's form, helpless on the ground, and between you, who is a threat, and it bounces back and forth as if she is conflicted. And again, the bracer on her arm pulses, and the black veins streaking across her mutilated body flare and pump, but they don't pump blood. Raheem, make me death saving throw.
Okay, here it comes. Nat 20. Getting back up.
Here comes the boom.
Dang it.
Nope, but it's a pass. Yep. Okay, one save.
Yay.
Sharp Eye.
Sharp Eye is gonna spend his last. If you want me to do like a unarming shot, do I spend an adept marksman to do that, or spend a grit point? Like I would if I had disarming shot.
I would say no, since
No?
you don't have it. We're just adding the sort of difficulty there to it.
Alright, I'm going to
This
do
is
that.
no longer at disadvantage, though.
No longer at disadvantage, and I want this to hit. So I'm gonna spend that grit point and do an accurate shot. I roll it
Okay.
advantage instead.
All right. I won't say you can do both, though.
I can't do both?
No.
Alright.
No. Let me ask again. What are you targeting?
Fuck the shoulder. I'm targeting the bracer itself.
Okay, in that case, you can use an accuracy point. An accurate shot. That hits. Okay. As it hits, and that does extra damage, does it not?
It does. It does extra damage. No, it doesn't. I don't
No,
have.
it just gives you advantage. Okay. It clinks against the bracer, and bits of infernal iron flick off, and you see her stagger as the black veins retreat slightly. So rather than extending all the way across her face, now they're just at her throat and shoulder.
You ever seen something with Mandible Smile? It's not a good sight.
Predator.
But Sharp Eye smiling. He's gonna fire again directly at the bracer.
Mhm.
I don't got any more of them things anymore.
That hits.
I don't got grit points anymore, so it's just a normal shot.
Yeah, that still hits though.
And
And
then
again, the veins retreat, so they're just up and down her arm, and it sags. Her knees sag. And blood starts pouring from the corners of her eyes and ears.
And then I'm gonna fire my third shot. Oh, thank God.
Yep. Yep. Please describe how you destroy this bracer and how you end her suffering.
Sharp Eye just looks at the bracer, whips his rifle out and does like a spinning reload real quick,
Mhm.
and just kicks her down, pins her arm beneath his boot, puts the barrel of the gun onto the bracer, and fires, reloads, fires, reloads, fires, reloads 3 times.
Mhm. It splits in half, this infernal bracer, and beneath it you could see where her celestial skin is worn to the bone. You see pulsing black veins fading to gray ash and flaking away. And you see her skin become pallid and golden again. And she gasps. As you destroy the bracer, it splits in half, more like a clam than anything else. And she stares up at you. Plain face, bald-headed, golden eyes no longer twinged with blood. Her lips, which had been black with corruption, become a pale pink, and then the paleness of death. The fire burning behind her eyes, fading and fading. The halo around her head flickering and extinguishing. And she looks up at you. And she just says, "Thank you." And her eyes close, and the body, so ravaged and tortured for millennia, falls still. And you're out of combat.
And Sharp Eye reaches in his pack, pulls out a healing potion, pops the cork, and shoves it in Raheem's mouth.
Then actually, I have a question. How much radiant damage did I take last turn?
60?
60?
Yeah.
So times 2. You see, because I figured I was looking up. You remember how my fork has that one tad bit thing of like, I gotta make that con save in order to receive healing. I also read above it, you are vulnerable to radiant damage. So I actually took 120.
You've been vulnerable this whole time?
Yeah.
Damn, that's fucking
Oh,
crazy.
So by that logic, Raheem, because that would be more than half his hit point at that time. So
Right, yeah, but you only instantly die if the way I roll it is you only die if it does the thing that brings you down does negative your entire hit points.
oh, my entire hit point's not half. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I do the whole thing. So the one that would be problematic.
Well, because I mean
would
that's not the
be-
first time she's hit me with it. So that's
Oh, the one that would be problematic would be the one where she did 70 radiant damage, because that was 18 piercing damage and 140 radiant damage. How many total hit points do you have?
Jesus Christ.
I have 164. So if I would have taken that original, that
Mhm.
would have put me still up, but then that's when I think this next attack that would have brought me, yeah, I have 164 total.
Okay. None of these would have gotten you to that, I don't believe. Because that would be the highest number that any of them got to was 158.
Okay.
So you're not dead. You're just
Okay.
unconscious.
Just making sure.
Real
Gotta
damn
be fair.
close.
Yeah.
Wait.
It is close though.
Yeah, gotta be fair, because I just reread that. I was like, oh, dang.
God damn, that's fucking crazy.
I mean, how often do you encounter stuff that does radiant damage in hell though?
That's why I accepted the fork. I was like, oh, this isn't bad. When am I gonna have to fight this? I totally forgot about that. All right.
So did I. So, you know what? Take an inspiration for being honest.
I was like doing the math. I was like, oh, this is bad.
Oh,
Yeah, the
dead, dead.
closest it got was 158. So
Okay.
technically, I did 158 damage to you in one hit.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Oh boy.
Whew. Whew. All right, that got close.
Yeah, but the one after you'd done the orc thing, the half orc thing was 138. So that wouldn't be enough to go negative your entire hit point pool.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, she goes down, and Raheem's being brought back to consciousness, and Slep flies around the corner. Oh. It's over.
Thank God it is. Can you check Raheem? Make sure he's breathing properly. Still
Yeah.
not seeing, but seeing.
What size healing potion did you shove down his throat?
Oh, let me see what I got. I got superior.
Okay. Roll the healing for him.
Hold on. All the dice rolled into the corner, and 2 dice are just bumping into each other.
Brr.
Hey.
Yeah.
I'm down to 1 superior healing potion now.
Let's go.
Well, remember, you can loot a Quince's body.
Oof.
So,
Listen,
A lot of
I
shit.
know none of y'all fuckers are good.
yeah.
You alive? Raheem?
Barely.
As live as you can be down here?
Yeah.
Raheem, it would have been very unfortunate if you died, and I wasn't even around to see it.
I have mixed feelings about that statement.
Sklep, what does that mean?
Means I don't want you to perish, but if you were to perish, at least do so in an area that I can intervene.
Oh shit! Sharp Eye's gonna get up or jump back up to his feet. Look at Sklep. Sklep, are you still flying?
Yeah, he's just floating.
Get me up to that hole.
Oh,
Yeah, take me up to Quetsu.
I could probably take the bug. Raheem, you're heavy as fuck.
It's true.
All right, bring a Quetsu's body down here. I guess whatever's
All right.
faster.
All right, but yeah, that's actually a better
That's gonna
idea.
be
Bring
faster.
Quincy's body
I'm
to
gonna
us.
fly up and hover over to Quincy's body and make sure he's actually dead. Like he takes his little
Eek.
now his newly fleshy fingers and places them on Quincy's neck, feeling for a pulse.
Why did I?
Oh
think
yeah,
he's-
no, he is really most sincerely dead.
He's dead.
I'm gonna make sure he's actually dead. Pulls out the shotgun I gave him.
Just obliterates him.
Yep, he's dead.
Yeah, he hovers over his body, realizes he is quite literally dead.
I suppose it was optimistic to think that we would get through hell without any casualties. It's only a shame it was you, Aquensu. I liked you a little more than the others. And he picks him up and begins hovering over toward the hole.
Just like pickles.
Aquinsu is. How often do you feel that Asclepius has come into contact with the dead?
In his times of service with Rahim previously, I'm sure they weren't unfamiliar with killing people or coming across casualties.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the first time, I think, someone relatively close to him personally has perished, and he's kind of processing that.
Yeah, and the feel. You analytically know what to expect from the touch of a corpse. You've touched corpses before, obviously. You've looted bodies, you've done battlefield aid, you know what a corpse feels like. But to feel a Quinsu who is so very full of life and so incredibly himself as an empty vessel, cold, unyielding. It is an unsettling physical sensation.
Yeah, someone that he knew and acknowledged as a person.
Mm-hmm. As a peer, almost.
Yeah. Because in his mind, like, everyone outside of Rahim was just an NPC throughout his existence. But now, Ekwensu is, he's gotten to know Ekwensu, and he knows him as a person, as a peer.
Mm-hmm.
And he's only ever known him as a living being. And to witness the finality of his departure is cold and sudden.
Mm-hmm.
And to see what was once a person is now quite literally a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he places the body down before Rahim, going, I know you are clearly tired and recovering, Rahim, but as I said before, there comes a time where you're called to be a hero.
Yeah. Surely this will work. Yeah. It's I haven't really tried this before, but he kind of like crawls over to Quincy's body, and then he reaches out and attempts to cast the Revivify spell.
Yeah. You fumble in your belt bag for the diamond that you've saved for this occasion, and you put it out on his chest, and you grasp with all your might at the dregs of that searing holy power you once had access to. And beneath your hand, the diamond crumbles and turns to dust and flares across his body. And as it lands on his skin, it turns to ash, blackened and curled And the spell should have worked. It should have worked. You could feel it. You could feel for one shining moment the touch of the platinum dragon at your back again. And nothing happens. And you are left feeling hollow and alone.
Raheem is like, well, hands over, it's like shaking. Clearly he had to have messed up. I had to have done something wrong. It should have worked. I was so close. He like tries to forcibly cast the spell again. Surely I messed up something.
Are there any details outside of that visual detail that would be perceived by true sight?
I would say you would see, yeah, as he casts the spell, you would see the flare of the weave around him shot through with this pure white platinum light. It swirls down his body. It fractures the diamond. And up until that moment when the fractured diamond touches Equinsu's flesh, everything looked right. And as the bits of diamond fall onto him, the spell just fizzles and stops. It's almost as if there's a film around Equinsu that prevents the spell from permeating his flesh. It's not... As another magic user, as somebody familiar with the weave, you would know that something had happened. The spell, it wasn't that the spell failed. You don't know what's preventing it from working, but the spell should have worked. It just couldn't reach him wherever he was. And I don't know if Asclepius would have seen this, but Sharp Eye, your passive perception is high enough that you would have seen his spell book flared open on the ground next to him.
Sharpeye picks up the spell book.
Do you read it?
Yeah. He reads it what he can. I think Sharpeye's seen enough spell books to know he can't read the spells, but
you notice that the page it's open to isn't a spell. At the top it says an accounting of souls. And you see a scrawling signature of Equinsu's name, faded now, fading from the page, even as you watch. And it tells you that Equinsu would have traded his soul for the people he cared about to be proud of him. And even as you're reading it, as you are witnessing the failure of this revivify, the words bleed from the page like ink in the rain.
he just looks down at the corpse, pulls out a soul coin, puts it on his chest. It's not funny anymore. And he'll start picking through his pockets.
Okay.
In true fashion.
Challenge
So-
it.
Dang.
He do got a lot of shit.
Places to be, things to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you doing this quickly or are you just sort of taking your time? Like y'all trying to get the fuck up out of here?
Are we still taking like the 1d6 damage an hour?
Yeah. It was 2d4.
2d4 damage an hour. Cool. Yeah, no, we're not
Yeah.
taking our time. We're being quick about this. Fuck.
Okay, cool. Make me investigation check. Also, you take 5 fire damage.
Somebody goes down again.
I'm getting close.
I looked.
Close.
I got Sharp Eye down to 15 hit points.
Yeah, you did.
Okay, so what was your investigation check?
Rolling it. Ooh, a dirty 20.
Okay, cool. Yeah, dirty 20. I would say you are able to gather. Okay. You get. Are you ready? Quincy, would you like to tell them what they find upon your corpse?
Yeah, let's see, what they roll again?
Just do the magical items.
Cool. Amongst the magical items, you find the first, a pair of winged boots. Da-da-da-da. A decanter of endless water. Right? Which you have all drinking from at some point. On his person is the cloak of protection. He also has a wand of the war mage 2. Oh, here's a potion he hasn't had a chance to use. Elixir of Health. Definitely could have used that.
Oh,
That would be nice.
God.
Oh.
It's just been spectacular. Amongst the most fun things are a Staff of Power, which a spellcaster might be able to use to recreate boxes in the future. An Ion Stone of Fortitude. This one's pretty dope. The Candle of Invocation. That's kind of my favorite. I was kind of saving it for the Gate Scout belt, perhaps. And finally, you're already familiar with the accounting and valuation of all things.
You are also able to scavenge from his body the Bag of Annihilation.
Oh, yeah. The whole of Annihilation is also in your...
Yeah, the Hole of Annihilation. It's a portable hole with a Sphere of Annihilation in it.
Yeah.
He's also got 120 platinum and 4,807 gold. If you loot his corpse.
Use it wisely.
I mean, of course, 4,780.
Yes, and 120 platinum.
All right, we each get 1,195.
As you're looting the corpse, Sklep will float toward the lava river. He doesn't take anything. He doesn't accept any of the money. And he establishes a psychic link to Rahim. Don't blame yourself. There was undue influence beyond what you and the Platinum Dragon could hope to accomplish. When we're done, we can dispose of the body by cremation, or really rather, immolation in the magma.
He doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
If you take do you take the time to search among the bits and bobs as you exit?
Bits and bobs.
Yeah, that's bit.
Around the
Bee-
dungeon.
Bees and bees.
Oh yeah, yeah. You know
Yeah,
what?
with all the shine of magical items and coins and such scattered amongst the refuse. Okay. I would like everyone to roll me a d20. We're doing rollies right now. Okay. Raheem. Or Brad, I guess, actually. Brad gets to pick. Brad, you get to pick a purple item of your choice.
Dangerous.
A purple item of your choice amongst the bits and bobs. And then additionally, you find 2,500 gold and 325 platinum. You just, I would say, because you are in a hurry, you just sort of scoop up some very clearly like wallet, like coin pouches along your way. You're like jingle, jangle, jangle.
How much gold was it again? It was 325 platinum. And what was the other?
2,500 gold.
2,500. Okay.
Jingle, jangle, jangle. Especially our Bugman. Bugman is like gold, gold. You pick through every wallet on your way out.
Shit, I just realized something.
Yeah, you a greedy motherfucker.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that I'm still cursed.
Cave is collapsing. Sharpeye, we gotta go. No.
I can do minutes.
Like Benny in the Mummy.
Yeah, exactly. It is exactly like that. Yeah. Do you bring a quince one? Who is making sure they grab the disintegrated bits of the bracer?
I'll do that.
Okay.
I would grab Quincy's body.
Okay. Do you bring it out of Anna Gwendol's prison with you?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you do with it? You emerge into the milky red daylight of Philagalos, into the relative relief of being above ground. So at the very least, it feels more like you're in a frying pan than in an oven. Empress waits for you. The Doom bike is there. And something feels missing.
Are we going immediately back to what's his face?
Cordichai?
Yeah, Cordichai.
You would need to pass by his manor if your intention was to go back to the barge. It's the journey of a couple hours to go back to the manor, and the journey of probably a day to make it back to the barge.
We are going to have to make good with the fact now that Aquensu is not around to provide us with Liamon's hut to shelter us from the heat.
Yeah. You can't cast Layman's Hut?
No, I cannot.
You got a staff of power. Can you cast it with that.
Do I have a staff of power?
I mean, we
I
got
mean,
a staff.
Quincy
of
had a
We got
staff
a
of
staff.
power.
Yeah, it can create the bubble, but it doesn't create a neat air conditioned effect.
How does that feel worse? Bonus action, second wind.
Yeah. I would say in any event, you are able to take a short rest.
At the end of the short rest, we take more damage.
Yes.
You do take, but because you are above ground now, it's only 1d4. It's 2 damage.
All right, cool.
Okay. I will, assuming we're not gonna head back to the ship, I will place Quincy's body on Empress and tell her to head back to the boat.
She sighs and snarls a little bit, but in that way that cats have, where they, even as they feel, they seem disinterested in you. She feels that little pit of despair and grief inside you. And as you put Quincy's body on her back and give her her orders, there's a brief moment, so brief you think you could have imagined it, where she sort of scrubs her head against you, scent marking you. And it feels something like affection as she trots off towards the boat.
All right, load up.
Okay. So you all make it back to Cortichai's Manor. We're doing a
Yada yada yada.
transition. Yeah, yada yada yada. You do have time before we make it back to the manor to talk amongst yourselves, if you wish, if you should so like.
Did we end up taking the body with us?
Yeah, that's what Raheem put on Empress to take back to the barge.
Yeah.
It's slightly comical in a way that nobody will admit. And Quincy's limbs are sort of like flopping around a little bit.
Rigor
I'm not thinking
mortis
about
said
Nobody shrouded this motherfucker or anything. They just strapped him to the back of a cat.
rigor
What
mortis
the
will
hell?
set in, and it'll become a little more
You think we should have covered up, like, I don't know, like
like mummy him.
mummied him a little bit? No, he's good. It's just see him flopping away.
I mean, Raheem doesn't have to see it.
Yeah, out of sight, out of mind. He didn't think that far.
You don't think Empress is gonna eat his corpse, is she?
Out of sight, out of mind.
Out of sight, out of mind.
You could roll an insight check to see if Empress is gonna eat him.
I'll trust her on this one.
Never trust a cat.
Cats are the kind of creatures that it's only in your darkest moments that cats are like, all right. All right. Fine, I won't be a dickhead.
We're floating through the landscape, or I say we. I'm floating through the landscape, and
Yes.
Sklep reaches out to Sharp Eye telepathically. um, I don't know what happened. I wasn't there when he perished. By way of through the means of the angel or through some other undue influence, something prevented Raheem from bringing him back. What do you know?
There's a lot of reasons the soul will come back to its body. One of those reasons could be where his body's in hell. The soul just can't find it.
No. According to, I think it was Kotom. Was it Kotom who shared with us? That's not the case. The soul should find its way back.
Yeah.
We have it on good word from Kotom that that's not the case. The soul can refuse to come back. Yes, that is the case. However, for True Sight, I saw that there was a third party intervening.
Kotom is only a believer in what? A god of death? A god of neutrality? Kelemvor? That god doesn't have like all the powers of death. Another god can step in and intervene between Raheem's ability and Quincy's body. Or fuck, it could be just, you know, Quincy gets his power from his ancestors. Maybe it's just his ancestors keeping him.
I know what I saw. I also saw the Platinum Dragon. Or at least what I recognized to be the sign of him. Regardless, we can't bring him back. At least not now. I'm thinking through what we've discussed before.
I got a question for you, Sklep. Do you think he wants to come back?
A man as prideful as him typically would want to. But, come back to all this? I don't know. I'm sure wherever he's gone is much more pleasant. Unless he's in the hands of a devil. Let's remember, Sharp Eye, being down here is life or death, and we have to make the right choices, or we suffer consequences such as this. We have to remember we made the choice to help Clyde cure his curse. And what did it cost us? When we didn't have to.
Wasn't it you who suggested we cure his curse?
I'm wondering if I was wrong. Might be too late, hindsight 2020, but it's just a cold reminder the decisions we make matter.
Yeah, they do. And we've already paid the price. Might as well get his cure. Move on.
Well, we have yet to face off with the Archdevils.
Oh god, that's gonna be fun.
Let's not fall victim to sunken cost fallacy. That's all I'm warning. We shouldn't risk another life if it comes to that. For the sake of his charity. But equally, we can't afford to lose Clyde either. What do we do?
Continue forward, get this deal done, get to the next level. And maybe start recruitment.
Maybe.
Who knows who we'll run into down here?
It is a long and awkwardly silent ride for Raheem. It's the course of a couple of hours. And you don't know what your companions are talking about telepathically. It gives you time to stew on your shortcomings, real or imagined. And it's simply the chitter of... It's really just Wanda. The others have fallen silent. And she babbles in Celestial intermittently as you travel. You're left mostly alone with your thoughts. You arrive back to Cordichai's Manor. And as you were there, one of the Horned Devil guards escorts you in. The other, the one that had been charmed by Asclepius, originally is conspicuously absent. Francis is conspicuously absent as you are escorted in to the interior of the hunting lodge. And now that you have a little bit of time, you take in more of the rowdy atmosphere. The hunt is nigh. There are more people here. You see and hear a pain devil playing across an organ. And you would normally imagine this thick brass-piped organ droning out a dirge. And yet, his six-fingered hands sort of plink out a rather jaunty tune. There's a corruption devil that you see before you. Imps serve as waiters, as they seem to in most of the realms of hell. There are two manning behind the bar, one next to the door. You see an affliction devil seated alone at a table, a heavy plate of meat before them, a jug of wine, a roaring fireplace. And rather innocuously, amidst all of the devils, a purple tiefling. If you... Lovelace, what do they see as they're escorted in to talk to Cordichai?
Amongst all the other, likely faces that you might find in hell, I mean, a tiefling's not exactly entirely out of place, and he looks a little bit more like a devil than he would like a human, as if he's somewhere in between, but a purple tiefling doesn't exactly stand out, nor does he not exactly fit in. He's got two horns, but one of them is cut really close to the head. And his humanoid features, they're pretty common, with the exception of a little bit of a tail. But he's entirely purple. But relatively well armed, it seems. Looks like somebody prepared for the hunt, which I suppose in this sort of situation wouldn't be too out of the ordinary. He sits back in his chair, feet up on the table, balancing on the back two legs of the chair, picking his teeth with what you assume would be a toothpick, and looking up at all of you as you walk in.
Those of you with high perception, which I think is everyone except Asclepius, you feel the press of eyes on you. And the non-devilish dissidents of this plane, you are vaguely used to scrutiny, but this feels specific. It's a little bit like the feeling you get when you go into a restaurant and your friends are already there and they have the table already. You feel like just this jolt of the idea that somebody was looking for you. But you take this in, and you are escorted into a side chamber where you find Kordachai seated upon his throne of bones. A massive ale in one hand. A female horned devil draped across the table before him. I don't know if you've ever seen a female horned devil before. And it is discomforting to see the pit fiend, Kordachai, reach out one hand and scrape a nail down the side of her leathery face, pinch her chin, almost flirtatiously, before he looks up at you all. And on that note, we are going to call game tonight because this is Clyde's story arc, and he should probably be here for the negotiation part.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
He comes back. He goes back
So,
like,
fine,
"Sure."
we healed you. Yeah, we cured you.
Yeah.
You should be happy,
Yeah,
buddy.
everything's fucked up. Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll call it since we are at the role play bits that have to do with him.
Tell me about Loveless. Or you could. Or
What do you want to know?
What level or what class is it?
Class, yeah.
Yeah. Well, over the table,
Yeah.
he's mostly bard, a little bit of warlock. So.
Mhm.
Bardlock.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it's a right now it's a multi-class of swords bard and
Mhm.
hexblade warlock.
Hell yeah.
So,
Let's go.
so
An oldie but a
Yep.
goodie.
I
Yeah.
went back and forth between a few different options, and I was like, well, we need some support, and we need a base, and we need someone who could be a frontline fighter that can take some hits. And so this is what we settled on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've barely met this man, and I love him. I love him.
The accent.
I know the action was nice.
Very nice. I've only seen him on text and in character sheet form. The accent.
It'll be fun. That's an accent that I'm kind of used to. I came up with Ikwensu's accent from scratch for this campaign.
He's wonderful.
I did not have a native Nigerian African accent, and then I just studied it just for that character. So
Oh my goodness!
Oh.
You get an
The
Emmy.
dedication.
You get an Emmy for that one.
I was immersed.
Yes.
And then he died.
Then he died.
But what a way to go.
Yeah.
He didn't have to die.
It was poetic
Yeah,
that
I
he
think it's a
died.
tragic end.
It was poetic that he died to an angel.
Mm.
Hmm.
hmm
Yeah, there's a lot of things that felt like it. I mean, his character arc, resolved pretty early in the story, and so he was the sort of voice of reason. And there was a time when like everyone in the party was sort of like picking at each other, and so there's some internal strife. And then we like resolved that. And they're like, okay, I guess it's time for some more tragedy. I guess.
More tragedy.
Yes.
Like, dang, I want them to keep fighting, but this voice of reason's still alive. I guess I'll have to remove that.
I guess we need some trauma to right this wrong.
In every movie where there's just a shit ton of like shitty people, and there's like the one character that you have to protect at all costs, they end up being the one that dies in the movie.
Well,
Mm.
here's the problem with that, because now we're all trauma bonded.
True.
Fair.
Listen, I feel that this campaign was lacking in trauma comparatively.
Mm. We needed more.
We need
Yeah. I feel like Subterfuge was very trauma heavy.
It was quite trauma heavy. That's true.
There was trauma
Very
around
trauma
every
heavy.
trauma at
Yes.
every corner. Yeah.
Yeah. I
This went
just
trauma
had to give you a
forward.
little. Yeah, trauma forward. This is like a back note of trauma. Mostly adventure and body horror, back note of trauma.
Adventure, body horror.
Yeah.
Wonderful job, Jen. Wonderful job,
Well
Julian.
done.
Awesome.
Yes.
Applause.
Thank you.
So far, so
And now we
good.
look forward to a new character.
Good way to start season 2.
Yeah. And I feel I was very much struggling before I took that little break. I was having a hard time finding the motivation. Like when I did Subterfuge, it was really easy because it was my story.
Mhm.
And I was like, yes. And doing a module was a lot rougher than I anticipated it being. Yeah.
It doesn't even feel like a module.
It doesn't. No.
I am that is because I'm going wildly off script in most cases.
Yeah.
Ethan was completely and utterly shocked when he was like, "What? You're using a stat block from the campaign or whatever?" Like,
Yeah. Yeah, mostly the things that I adjust out of the module are like it's mostly hit points. Because this was very much made like you can tell that it was made to be like for people, one, who are not as experienced as us, and two, for like a party of like 3 or 4. I'm like, I gotta bump up the hit points on like everything.
Yeah.
And then the other stuff I change is like I'll get shit layer actions, like if it makes sense.
Right.
Like she is trapped in this prison for 1,000 years. I feel like she'd have some layer actions.
Some layer actions, some strategies for how to use it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that felt like a genuine boss. Like,
I'm so
oh
glad.
shit. Like if
And
we rolled wrong a few times or like said some dumb things, this could go in the wrong direction.
Yeah, because it was meant to be like a very much an alien situation. She grabs a Quinsu, and then after she'd killed him, she would go after the next party member.
Who would be the next
What?
one she'd go for?
Who would she go for next?
It was fortunate that Sklep was always running around chasing the combat, because if he was in it, he probably would have died.
Yeah, because after I grabbed a Quinsu first across the table. I grabbed a Quinsu first because I was like,
Kill the
I
wizard first.
cannot have. I do not want her trapped in a fucking box.
I was listening to the damage rolls she was doing on y'all, and I was like, guys, I got 98 hit points.
Yeah.
And really, I only had 86 because we went into the fight with 86. So I was
Yeah,
like,
we did
fire.
some damage. Yeah.
I'm like, girl,
Yeah.
if she hits me twice, I'm down.
Uh-huh.
Done.
Asclepius probably would have been her next target in the alternate universe in which we aliens this shit. Yeah, it would have been a Quinsu and then Asclepius. You gotta
the
pick off.
squishy ones one at a time.
Right, it's squishy, but also with like the highest, like the glass cannon ratio is there. Yeah.
Yeah, this was my first wizard in Dungeons and Dragons, and it is very fun.
Wizards are fun.
I
It's
love
just
Wizard.
like, oh, I could just fucking do anything. Go.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes,
but I have
I
the
very much
constitution
felt the
for that.
fuck you through every encounter I ever had with Quinsu.
He just had
I've
a way of
consulted
like,
with Mistra, and she says this.
he always had a way of trivializing every situation.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is trivial. I'm not gonna sweat or get worried.
Sweat or get worried.
And now Quinzo gets to go live his best life in the afterlife.
Yeah,
And then he died before he even ever had a chance to get worried.
It's true.
that's true.
He died so fast.
Yeah, it's so
Yeah.
1 minute he was there, the next he was dead.
That was pretty. I mean, it's about as nice a death that you can ask for in hell.
Yeah, it's true.
Quick. Maybe not
Way
painless,
worse.
but quick.
Yeah,
If you-
roughly.
fair.
If you had accepted Zariah's temptation,
I don't know what would happen.
there would be some
That is so devious of you,
Clap.
Jen.
He would have to
class
gun
adjustments.
back to get his soul. He sells it
No,
back
there would have
again.
been some class adjustments happening.
Ooh.
Shit.
Mhm.
And would it transition to like a warlock situation or?
I was thinking a warlock, and this would be a vast departure. But if you wanted to do something very different, an Illrigger would also have been. So Illrigger is like a hell paladin, blood hunter kind of deal. So not necessarily a spellcaster. So probably we would have done some warlock dippage.
Isn't there a version of Illrigger called Architect of Chaos or something?
Yeah,
And
you
that's
could.
like-
You could. There's
Mhm.
like a couple different subclasses of Illrigger. One of them gives you spells.
Yes.
Ooh.
So you could have played with a very brand new class.
Vastly different character.
Yeah.
Well
Wow, that's
done.
cool.
I am personally as disappointed as I am to no longer have a Quincy because he was lovely. A very realized character. I have a hard time imagining him as a different, like, he would have had to undergo some. I think this was a very fitting, like, it seems
End?
very in character. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He'd be like, yeah, no, I fucked up. That's on me.
Was that like the poetic humility at the end of his story in the face of his journey of like pride?
In a way, yeah.
Yeah, it was supposed to be like a play on words where it's like pride in terms of his own pride, but also like his desire to make others proud of him.
Mm.
Mm,
So there's kind of the overcompensating on both sides from like his own ego, but also like I need to like prove that I'm actually as good or as worthwhile or as.
I'm
I think
so
that I-
noble. I sacrificed myself. Oh.
oh man.
But also, he's got a point. When devils make a deal, they stick to it.
And there's consequences if you don't. Hence
Mhm.
what would have happened.
Yeah.
Mm.
And he's stuck to it.
But
and it's
now,
true.
now we get a sexy Cockney tiefling.
Yeah,
A purple.
I'm here for it.
Purple.
much less teleporting. Spoiler alert.
Gotta recruit him somehow.
He's eye fucking us, so it shouldn't be that hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. The other parallel I could have drawn is like, you walk into the club, and there's just somebody got the eye on you as soon as you walk in, and you like feel it. It's that same sort of energy.
Mm.
Mhm.
Standing in front of you with a big explanation point
Yeah.
above my head.
There's a quest here.
Sharp Eyes is
The
walking.
quest is usually dick, but
Sharp Eyes is walking through the manor and is like, "Does that guy want to fuck me?"
I mean,
I could certainly try if you show me which hole to put it in.
but no, please don't make me think about bug sex. Bug sex is fucked up. I don't want to have to imagine bug sex.
It
Kind
sounds
of
like you
robot
already
sex.
are.
I thought
Yeah.
Olivia was already doing that.
Yes, but she is not me.
Mm,
Mm.
Mm.
good point. Good point.
My only regret about Olivia is that we're never gonna figure out what the fuck that watermelon was about.
Yeah, you're right.
I know. I know. I can tell
All-
you. Like,
All I know is like it has something to do with what, draconic or something. That's
It's
the only
some
thing I
sort of
got.
Eldridge.
Well,
do y'all want to know?
yes.
It's ridiculous.
Yes.
Okay. So, she's sort of like a trailer park situation. Is just like sort of like an inbreeding of magic users, and that's how she ended up as a sorceress. But at some point in all of this, an ancient green dragon had showed up and was like, "Yo, fuck you guys! I'm gonna steal. Like you got shit I want." And they, killed him and buried him in the garden patch, but didn't really do a great job in killing him because their magic is very unpredictable because of years and years of inbreeding. And so what they did is they trapped this ancient green dragon's soul in a watermelon. So there was an evil ancient green dragon trapped in Harold the watermelon.
Cut.
Yes.
Neat.
And
Cut.
yeah.
the wild became a wild magic sorcerer because of inbreeding. It's just
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like as one
That's
does.
wild.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it actually oddly makes sense.
Yeah.
Is that
Wild
why,
magic sorcerer.
Okay.
is that secretly why
Alright.
Willie was a wild magic sorcerer?
Probably.
The sheep
No.
fucker?
No, Willie was a wild magic sorcerer because he was Aasimar and didn't know it and didn't know how to control his powers.
Oh.
And so accidentally turned his dad into a sheep.
Wait, so if he's Aasimar,
Uh-huh.
and the mom and the dad are mortals,
Uh-huh.
wait a minute.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Somebody's stepping out on somebody.
The drama.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes
Oh.
tiefling
I think that would
Tieflings
be-
will pop up as a
Tieflings
curse.
will just-
Yeah.
pop up because, like, oh, hey, my uncle like worshipped Asmodeus one time.
Yeah, that's what
Yes.
that's why Hinbane came out as a tiefling. Both her
Yeah.
parents were human. And she was like, bloop!
Oh.
What's demon somewhere?
Yeah, but also Willie, I'm really sad we didn't get to finish this because I talked to Harrison about it and he was like, there was like he was on like the moral precipice the whole time. And if everything had gone bad with Descent into Avernus, he was going to be like dark, like a fallen Aasimar and like become evil. So there was a dark Willie story arc that we did not get.
Oh, no,
Aw.
we missed Dark Willie.
Yep.
It feels like
Anti-Willy.
that would kind of play out the same way he played what was the lion he played in Zach's campaign with Ravenloft?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
How he was like this, yeah, he ended up being like an evil and a real evil fucker.
He was
Yeah.
he was a tragedy bard. He played a
Uh-huh.
tragedy bard.
Hmm.
Yeah.
He was
And
like
he just
comically
wanted-
depresso, but then he was secretly like super villain.
What
Yeah.
what he wanted is he wanted to witness the most tragic event possible, so that way he could write it and turn it into a ballad. And
Yeah.
Would that be Strahd
Oh.
winning? I guess. So, like, would he have betrayed us at some point? I guess. Or
It was
Yeah, probably.
Bo was the name of the line.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, Bo.
That's right.
I really wish I knew what happened to him.
There's a lot of loose end stories here. Very unfortunate.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But also, like, him as a person just sort of fell off the face of the face of the planet.
He's just working like 3 jobs.
Well,
he was at one point working a couple of jobs at the same time, wasn't he?
yeah, he and I were pretty close. for a while.
Mm.
And then he just like
Disappeared.
disappeared.
I think he moved to California.
Well,
I reached
Trying to
out
make
to I reached out to him a few times and he never responded. So
yeah, he never responded to me either. He was cosplaying as a poor person. His family was very rich.
What?
not
Dope.
just rich, famous.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Like he grew up on the Maryland side of DC.